Welcome back to another episode of TimSold Talks. Very honored to have Tyler Pryce here, aspiring basketball athlete, to share his story and his success and his achievements so far and his road and journey. So we're looking forward to hearing from Tyler. Thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah. I know it's a cold day, but hopefully your stories will warm everyone's hearts up.
Hopefully, yeah.
And then before we begin, I need a shout out to our sponsors, Eatable Popcorn, amazing homegrown success story here in Ontario. They're going global, guys. Their popcorn is going to be featured, or it has been featured in the US. Some major partnerships I can't talk about, but I know they're coming and they're going to be released still. So if you want to keep up to date with them, click on our link below. We'll have a TimSold special promo code for you as well. So no, I forgot to check. Why don't we try some of those? We have two flavors here. This one's the coconut lime margarita, and the second one there is the one of their favorites, the champagne, strawberry champagne.
That one's actually really good.
It's really good, right? Non-alcoholic, by the way, so free for everyone, or good for everyone to try.
This one's strawberry champagne.
Strawberry champagne, one of their best sellers. Which one do you like more?
The coconut chili lime.
Coconut lime margarita. Yeah. The kernels are, you can hear like that.
Yeah, the nice crunch.
Right?
Yeah.
So
no, that's pretty sweet.
It's real sweet. Yeah. So people that like sweet tooth. Oh, my daughters love that one. So
yeah. This one's more subtle.
This one's more low. Yeah. Okay, Tyler. For our audience that don't know you, can you please give a short introduction about yourself?
Yeah. So I grew up in Aurora.
And just a little north of here,
yeah, like 20 minutes north, I'd say. And the last 6 years I played basketball at York.
Okay.
On the
York Lions, is it, or no?
Yeah, the York Lions.
York University, yeah.
Yeah, and my family's kind of we're really like multi-sported. My dad grew up playing football.
Oh wow.
Mom was in
high
dance
level,
and everything.
or they
As he says, I don't know. I don't see
proof?
anything. Yeah, there's no proof of it. I searched up his name, nothing, But yeah, and then my sister actually played at Guelph too.
Oh, okay.
She's currently in England right now.
England, oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Basketball? Or is she playing, or?
Yeah, she's playing like in a semi-pro league.
Okay.
So
wow.
Yeah, kind of just sports has been
in the
my
family,
life.
right?
Yeah, running through my family for a while. So
yeah. Let's talk about that journey to get to York University. So you grew up in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
You went to high school here. Did you play any of the Canadian rep teams or prep teams, or?
You know what's so crazy? I've actually never played prep basketball.
Oh yeah.
I played AAU for 1 year in grade 7.
Which club do you play for?
Scarborough Blues.
Okay.
Yeah. And my journey was kind of weird because the level of basketball that I played, it wasn't the highest level, but it also wasn't like the lowest level. Like I went to Villanova College for my last 2 years of high school.
Okay.
And the league that we were in, it was somewhat competitive, but it wasn't like I'm playing at prep school every single game. Like coaches and scouts are rolling in through gyms, through practices. And I honestly, York was honestly the only school that offered me anything basketball wise.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was kind of weird because all my teammates would have experience like in the prep leagues and everything.
Yeah.
But I was just like, I don't know what y'all are talking about,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe talk about that. How did they identify you, or how did you get in touch with the coaches, or what led you to making it onto the York basketball team?
Yeah, so Villanova is actually known for producing York athletes.
Okay.
There were three basketball players before me that actually went to Villanova or to York from Villanova.
Yeah.
So my coach reached out to the York coach, and just knowing at the time, I think the 3 guys that went from Villanova to York were on the team.
Okay.
So he came through to practice, my old coach, and came to a couple of games, liked my game. And
like what he saw, and okay.
Rest is history after that. So
okay, so you played there for 4 years?
5 seasons. Okay. I was there for 6 years because of the COVID year.
Yeah.
And my first year I redshirted half the season, so it was like 4.5 technically. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. And for our audience that, that are aspiring basketballs, I know we have, a growing base of young basketball aspiring athletes. What was university like, or playing on university team?
Yeah, it
Mm.
was honestly, there was a lot of good, a
Mm.
lot of bad, more good than bad. It was really
Most.
fun too. Like it was unique.
Mm.
Um, just the style of play, physicality, being around people that are older than you. There's people obviously like different countries,
Mm.
different backgrounds. I feel like when you're in kind of the position I was in, you're kind of around the same people, but
Yeah.
you really do get to expand and kind of
Okay.
meet new people, get to know new personalities. And yeah, I think the number one thing I would say is like outside of like the whole basketball thing, um, there's a lot of lessons that were learned for me specifically.
Like
That
life lessons or yeah.
very very big life lessons that I take to my everyday life. And I think that's kind of like what university basketball or being a university athlete does, that it teaches you more than anything.
Yeah.
And
And how was it different from your high school? Like, in terms of training or in terms of like intensity or frequency, like how, just to get an idea of what you had to go through.
yeah, so uh team specific stuff, it was we'd practice and lift
Yeah,
like
strength and
every day.
conditioning every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or at York.
Yeah.
Um
Is it before class too? I'm guessing early mornings or no?
sometimes
Sometimes? Okay.
sometimes
Yeah.
not all the time. Every Wednesday would be like 7 a.m.
Yeah.
But it was more consistent, I would say.
Mm.
Um
But something
and
every day.
yeah, something every day. In high
Mm.
school we didn't really lift.
Okay.
You'd have to lift on your own time if you wanted to.
Yeah.
But outside of like the team stuff, I think that's kind of where I really saw a difference in like my schedule, because in high school I wasn't really doing anything outside of practice. But when I got to university, it was like every day, like at 10 a.m.
Yeah.
and then go to practice, do my thing. And then late at night, I'd go to the gym and shoot, right? Or do something basketball wise. So I think it was just a lot more consistent. It's a lot more high intense, but it was on me to do those things, right?
Yeah. Self-discipline, right? Like
Yeah.
there's no coach, there's no parent, there's no one telling you what to do, right?
Exactly. And especially living on campus too, you're gonna have to learn responsibility and how to, if you want to get somewhere, like how to do it,
No, that's important because I think, for the young listeners too, right now, their kind of schedules are kind of set for them, I would say, by the parents or the coaches or, the routines that they're in. But once you go to that next level in university, it's kind of, well, there's no guidance really. It's on you, right? The self-motivation.
Exactly. It's literally all you. Like obviously your coaches and teammates are going to be there, but at the end of the day, it's you, right?
How did you deal with that? How did you work around that or work that out? Like, did you had it in you? Like,
I just put my head down. I
I
came
to work
in,
and
I came in and I knew I was going to have to work to get where I wanted, right? And it's funny. I had my dad and I had a phone call after my coach said that I was going to be redshirting my first year. And a redshirt is basically you don't play, all you do is practice, and you basically save a year of eligibility. So I called my dad and I'm like, I was kind of like bummed down. I'm like, oh, like, this happened. He's like, so what are you gonna do? I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, you can either, feel bad for yourself, or you can just work, like get what you want. So I think he kind of helped me throughout that process of, hey, like just keep going. Like it's okay, once I got past the whole like ego thing, I'm not playing. It was really easy to just kind of lock in and focus on my goal.
Focus on or have a focus, right? Then you really drive. I guess that internal drive still kicked in right afterwards. So
it's that's the one thing that I learned. And I think that's the one thing that is really helping me in my life today. So
good. No. Growing up, who were some of your biggest basketball influences?
My dad for sure.
Your dad? Yeah.
Yeah.
So he played. No, he said football. Right? You said or
Football. Yeah,
okay.
he's not a basketball player at all. But yeah, he really tried to learn the game. He did learn the game.
Okay.
And for him, I think he was trying to take the approach of coming from a mental, like more of a mental standpoint.
Yeah, like an athletic or athlete standpoint, right? Like,
exactly.
yeah.
Just like not getting too high, not getting too low, coming at the game with humility. You know, like he would always tell me, like, you see all these guys like after dunking the ball, like yelling, like that's all cool. And I do that.
Yeah,
you know, I do that. You have to
up in the passion.
Yeah, I got to get some energy in the in the building. But he was always telling me, listen, like, make a three. That's what you're supposed to be doing. You know, like just keep focused on like what winning the game, right? Game plan, whatever it is. You know. So I think he really helped me with that mental standpoint of the game.
Yeah, no, I think it's important too to keep grounded, right? After a big win or a big loss, like it's just you keep a bit mellow and keep neutral and you keep on going, right? Like, because the emotions are wasted energy. Sometimes.
Yeah. You see a lot of guys get feel themselves get too high, and then the next 5 games they're averaging 2 points. You know, like shooting really low percentages. So keeping that steady head. You know.
You mind sharing what kind of your stats were? So first year you said you were registered, but you're practicing. So then how did that change, or what happened?
So halfway throughout my season, one of the point guards on the team got injured, and my coach said, "Hey, you know, we need another guard. Like, do you know, my opportunity, right?"
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, sure. And I didn't average. I didn't even think I averaged a point that year. And then my second year, I became like a full-time starter. And I think I averaged around like nine points, like 5 rebounds. I think like 3 or 4 assists, around that range.
In your second year,
yeah. Nice. And then my third year, I averaged, I think, like 11 points, like again 6 rebounds, couple assists. So every year was progressing. And honestly, I felt good about myself after my third year. Yeah. Even though like my shooting splits weren't the best, my 3-point percentage was really, really bad. I still had, you know, the drive to like, hey, I'm gonna do better next year and everything, right?
Yeah, to improve. Yeah.
And then my 4th year, my numbers dropped. And you know, that was kind of the year where like it was very mentally tough for me. In some aspects. And then my 5th year last year, my stats again kind of dropped, but my impact to winning was, I think, the highest it's ever been. Because I became more of like a defensive anchor.
Stop,
And I did whatever was necessary to win. So I think my impact on the game on our last year, on our wins last year was the best it's ever been. So
congrats for that. How did the season end up for you guys?
We made playoffs. We ended up 500.
Okay.
And then we got knocked out the first round against Laurier.
Okay.
So a little bit of bad blood between me and Laurier, but it's okay. But yeah, so I honestly thought that we could have done better. But you know, stuff happens sometimes. You can't control it, right? So
okay. So now that I graduated, that was how many years ago? Like a year or
last year? Yeah, last
year, a year ago. What are the plans right now, and what do you think you want to accomplish in the next little bit?
So right now I'm just kind of working. Trying to save as much money as I can to get the investment.
We talked about property.
That. But basketball wise, mainly, just kind of taking a little break from that. I think I needed that break. It's still going on.
Because you're still training. You still got.
I'm more in the weight room because I think that's where I want to improve, just personally and on the court if I were to go back. I'm in the weight room a lot, but it just kind of took a little bit break from, you know, shooting and basketball dribbling. But I still have aspirations to play professionally. Hopefully. Somewhere in Europe. I have my British passport. So that's going to help out a lot, hopefully. And I'm honestly just trying to enjoy my life because,
Yeah.
the last 6 years, it's taken a lot
It's
of,
been intense, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a lot of, my time not being mine.
Mm.
And I just kind of want to enjoy my life a little bit before I get back into that type of routine.
Mm. Yeah, maybe you can speak about that because, like, obviously growing up, I think all the young kids or young audiences have the dream about playing in the NBA. Um, I'm sure you had the same too, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and you've accomplished even more than most people have in going to the university and getting a scholarship for that. But yeah, what are some of the realities too? I think maybe some advice for some of the young hoopers out there.
Yeah, for sure. So my fourth year, uh, reality set that, you know, my dreams and aspirations of becoming a professional basketball player, uh, may end up not being reality. And there was a time where I was really like I was not okay mentally because it's
Mhm.
like as an aspiring professional basketball player who has this dream ever since they're a little kid, um, you kind of make basketball who you are
Mm.
or your sport who you are,
Yeah.
right? Um, and outside of basketball, I didn't know who I was.
Mm.
Um, so that time of, hey, I may have to give basketball up. It was very
Yeah.
confusing for me.
Mm.
And honestly, it was the one of the hardest, or if not the hardest time of my life,
Mm.
to go through,
Yeah.
because trying to figure out, oh, like in the middle of my season, what
Yeah.
am I going to do with my life? Like
Yeah.
I'm not worried about my scouting report. I'm more worried about, hey, like this may not
What happened?
happen.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
um, yeah, like when the reality sets in that, hey, like this may
Yeah.
not be it
Mm.
for my life.
Yeah.
It was really hard.
Yeah.
Um,
What did you do to get through it? Because obviously you're in a better place now, and yeah.
yeah. Well, during that time, I knew I had another year to go back to basketball,
Yeah.
and go back to school.
Mm.
But honestly, um, I had a lot of conversations with the people that were around me at that time,
Mm.
and I think they kind of helped me to accept the reality.
Mhm.
A lot of it is just it was kind of like prideful for me to say, hey,
Mm.
like basketball may not be it, because I genuinely didn't know what I was going to do, and I always
Mhm.
thought I was going to be, a basketball player.
Yeah.
So like letting go of that, I don't know if it was pride or ego or whatever.
Mm.
But I just tried to accept the reality for what it was, and not run from it either.
Mhm.
So I think that summer I tried to put in as much work as I could. And whatever results came after that,
Mm.
I just accepted it, and I
Mm.
was okay with living in it.
Yeah.
So
Oh, good. I mean, I think some of the other guests have kind of mentioned it too. It's like even at the highest levels, professional basketball players, right? Like the highest levels there, they have an end date. There's an expiry date for everyone. So what do you do outside of basketball, right? I think that's
yeah.
the kind of lifelong journey we're all trying to explore. But
Mm,
as you're building up yourself, building up your career, or in basketball, you pick up the lessons, and those are very applicable to outside of basketball,
mm,
right? The
true.
friendships, the leaderships, the dealing with win and losses. I think
Yeah.
that's all life lessons that young athletes can kind of really take to heart and learn and apply to other fields after basketball, right? I think
Yeah,
that's some of the teachings I've been given or heard, and
for sure.
thankful for everyone that's come on the podcast and share. And thank you for your story too.
My pleasure. My pleasure always. Yeah.
And don't forget, like the league isn't, or the NBA isn't the only one. There's now the European League, Australian
Yeah.
League, Asian leagues. Like there's a lot of opportunities now, I think.
Yeah.
Whereas before it was just a focus. Oh, we got to make it NBA. To make it
Yeah.
NBA, there's no other option. There's
Yeah.
tons of other options now, right? So
Yeah.
yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
And a lot of some of the coaches, like, oh, they realized they couldn't play, so then they started coaching, and they were,
Yeah.
the passion is still there to teach and instill greatness in the kids. And
Wesley and I were talking
yeah,
about after my pro career, what I'm going to do. He's always like,
yeah,
"Yeah, you're gonna become a coach, and you're
yeah,
gonna help me train kids." And I'm like, yeah, yeah, I'd actually love to do that though.
yeah,
That's another thing. Like,
mm,
I think from learning the lessons that I have, I
mm,
think that I am fit to, potentially help the
mm,
next generations,
mm. Because you've gone through it, right? Yeah.
exactly, right? Like the good, the bad,
Mm,
and not only like the basketball, but like outside of basketball,
mm,
And I think I'm like, these experiences genuinely help me get to a point where I'm comfortable with, having these conversations and potentially helping kids, in their next stages of life. So
Yeah, because everyone's gonna go through it too, and reality's gonna hit sooner or later for all of
yeah,
us. So being prepared or knowing how to deal with it is gonna be better equipped them help them for that
yeah,
next phase, right?
for
So,
sure. Yeah,
but
yeah.
doesn't sound like you're done yet, so that's good.
No, 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 no.
Yeah.
I still have a little bit left in the tank.
Yeah, yeah, and we'll see where that goes, right? So,
Yeah, for sure.
all right. So, for young hoopers hoping to make it to the next level, what kind of words of advice or golden nuggets would you give, or would have wanted to hear when you were
Yeah.
younger too?
Um, for me, I would honestly like to have been in more of a competitive
Mm,
environment
mm,
than I was.
yeah.
Um, and I feel like if I put myself out there a little bit more, and what I
Hmm.
mean by that is just like challenging myself,
Mm,
not being afraid to take risk,
yeah.
not being afraid of failure either.
Hmm.
I think that I would have benefited a lot more
Yeah.
if I was kind of in those settings.
Hmm.
Um, so for young hoopers out there, I would say, always seek that challenge um of going against guys that are better than you.
Okay.
Um, being in competitive environments all the time when you're playing. Um, and just always like challenging yourself on the court.
Mhm.
And honestly, not only like the environment you're in the gym, but
Yeah.
also outside of the gym too. Like your circle of people outside can really determine the outcome of your life, and
Mhm.
I've learned that too,
Yeah.
right? So always, surrounding yourself around good people that are always trying to help,
Mhm.
always going to lift you up.
Mhm.
And just being in competitive environments, I think, are the things that I would have liked to see
Okay.
myself
Yeah.
be in a little bit more.
Mhm.
But to young hoopers out there, that's the one thing
That's
that I
good.
would say for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, no, I think it's a quote that resonates with what you just said. It's like, you're the average of the 5 people they surround yourself with, right? So
And
if
my
they're all
dad,
yeah.
that's exactly what my dad, and I always say that to people, like genuinely,
Yeah.
like the I've learned it the hard way.
Mm.
That the 5 people that you surround yourself around the most, you
You'd be
do become them.
yeah.
Um, I've learned that the hard way, and I've learned that in good settings too, right?
Mhm.
It's not everything's always bad, but
Yeah.
um, I think that's kind of like where I am right now is because of the people that I've surrounded myself around, the good
Mhm.
people that
Yeah.
I've surrounded myself around.
Mhm. Yeah.
So
No,
uh,
that's good. That's great advice for the kids out there. Looking ahead, obviously, where do you see yourselves in a few years? Where do
yeah,
you want to be?
man, I would love to be on a beach somewhere in
Yeah.
Spain, but um, got to get there first.
Yeah.
But yeah, I see myself
Mm,
honestly, I don't see myself in like one place. I could see
mm,
myself doing multiple things.
okay.
I could see myself playing professional basketball.
Mhm. Yeah.
Somewhere hopefully in Europe, England, wherever it is.
Yeah.
Um, I also see myself having like investment properties,
Mhm. Yeah.
um, trying to like build my life around that a
Mhm.
little bit. Um, but yeah, like I like the one thing I kind of uh live my life by is I just want to live my life in the present.
Mhm.
It is for me. I have goals that I want
Yep.
to achieve and everything,
Mhm.
but like life is moving really fast for me, and I just want to
Yeah.
enjoy my time like in the present moment,
Mhm.
and just live every day one day at a time.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where my head's at right now. Yeah,
Yeah. No, no, that's good advice to be. There's no point getting caught up in the future if you can't even enjoy the time you have now. So,
yeah, yeah,
no.
yeah. And people around you, and all the good that comes with
Mhm.
the present moment.
Yeah.
So
No, no, it's great. Good advice for everyone. Yeah, I just want to be mindful of your time. So,
yeah,
just before we end, we always like to ask our guests 2 questions. So, number one is, what is the one dream feature you would like in your dream house, or do you
like
already have it? I
no, 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 no. I
don't
don't have it yet.
Yeah.
I want a really nice living room.
Living room?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
kind of where I spend most of my time.
Yeah.
Um, I want like kind of like a flat screen TV with like
Yeah.
a modern looking fireplace,
Okay.
big, nice couch, like an L-shaped couch or something like that.
And they just chill.
Yeah. That's kind of like where the most of my time is spent at my house now. So I'd most definitely want that.
Okay.
In my future home. Yeah.
That's not too hard to find at all. I can send you the listings right away.
Please do. Please do. Maybe in a couple years, but.
Okay. And the second question we'd like to ask is, what is the one type of food you could eat for the rest of your life?
Steak.
Steak?
1,000% steak. I could eat a steak any day of the week if you ask me, and I'll never get tired of that.
Any particular restaurants or home recipes or shout outs to anyone that make a good steak? Or
honestly, I make a really good steak. Shout out to me. I just do salt, pepper. Throw it on a pan. And then put thyme, garlic. And then butter baste it. Take it out, medium rare.
Perfect.
So that's simple and efficient. So
I heard it's good for athletes' diets too, isn't it?
That's really good steak. If I could have steak for breakfast every morning, I would. 1,000%. Yeah,
a lot of protein in there, right? So.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Okay, so that pretty much wraps up this week's episode of TimSold Talks. Thank you, Tyler, for coming on and sharing your story and the realities of chasing a dream. And we wish you continued success as you follow yours. Thank you very much. Where can our audience find you if they want to reach out to you and ask more advice or just get your insight on things?
Yeah. So my Instagram handle is Tyler Pryce, Pryce, 10.
Yep.
And then that's kind of the only social media I have. So I would say that's the
best
main
place to reach out. Yeah. And we'll make sure to post the link so people know where to contact you. And if you enjoyed today's episode and looking to buy, sell, invest, you know who to call. Obviously, this is the place to be. Please, give a thumbs up and rate our reviews on all our social channels for Spotify and everything. It really helps the algorithm and helps push the content out to people that are wanting to hear this advice. If you want to follow Tyler's journey, please follow his link and want to see where he goes. And wish him all the success and all the tryouts that are coming out and all the hard work he's put in. And, remember, guys, if you want to dream it, believe it, achieve it. It's a beautiful day to sell homes. Thank you very much for listening. And thank you very much, Tyler, for coming on board.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.